Right, putting a Final Fantasy game through the music rhythm grinder isn't actually the craziest idea in the world, given this series has been so praised for its soundtracks in the past, and certainly you can check them all out in iTunes and, you know, import shops and everything like that. To essentially do a music rhythm title sort of in the same sort of style as you would see Parappa the Rapper and Gitaru Man, if you kids are that old. Works. It actually works quite well. And yeah, Lucy, what do you think?
Okay, well, I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy fan. I know.
Wait for the hate mail. Wait for the hate mail.
Did ask what Chocobo was about 10 minutes ago.
She did. She actually
It was
did.
the worst. So, where does Theatrhythm, like, what's the story of it?
Okay, well, it does take the classic Final Fantasy myth where it's two beings, good and evil, basically, duking it out, and in the middle is us. And because they're duking it out, the world's in peril.
Right.
So a cast of heroes, handpicked from all the Final Fantasies out thus far, set out to try and save the world by tapping a 3DS touchscreen in time with the music. But you don't have to worry about that, because quite frankly, the story's there at the start, it's there at the end. You will forget about it entirely, and that's not really the point of the game. The point of the game is the music. And you'll see on the title screen, you have the selection of each Final Fantasy. You pick which one you want, and then you just play through a collection of tracks from said game. And the way it's structured, because actually, so each game has like 3 different elements to it. So you've got your field, you've got your battle, and you've got your event. So it's, again, set up like sort of very classic Final Fantasy. Field's a bit more genteel. It is essentially just
Let's walk through a field.
Yeah, let's walk through a field in a sort of like very merry fashion. I'm walking through a field.
We're going to
listening
save the
some music,
world.
Save the world. Oh, this is all happy-go-clappy. While that's going on, music's being played over on top of the screen, and you've got to tap in time with the notes appearing. Okay. So you'll have just normal taps. You will also have, you have to basically follow a line, and there'll be notes appearing with directionals on them, and you have to swipe in that particular direction. Again, fairly easy. It's a nice sort of way of getting into it. Come battle, however, which is set up.
Goes up a notch.
It goes up a notch. It goes up about 10, 11, 12 notches. It's insane. If you've seen the videos that have popped up on elsewhere on Game Reactor's site, you'll just see these are mental. It takes the structure of a normal Final Fantasy battle, so your team of 4 on one side, and these again can be picked from any Final Fantasy as you so choose against an enemy, and your taps basically equate to the hits of your characters on the enemy.
So if you mess up your timing, hits won't be as good.
Yeah, hits won't be good, and
You'll
enemies
get hit.
can strike as well. And it splits, rather than a single line for you to tap, it splits it into 4.
Okay.
And they will come at various points. It's just insane. It's bonkers, and it keeps in with all the fantastic battle music you've heard across Final Fantasy in the past. And then we come to an event. And event is the point where the heartstrings of us Final Fantasy fans, which I will include myself, I will not include you, however, as you've so brazenly admitted.
I'm the worst.
You are the worst. You're the worst. You're so the worst. But what it does, it takes montage videos of the best moments from each Final Fantasy, and slaps in some music as well. And the way the actual mechanic for playing it changes once more. So rather than a line, rather than 4 lines, you now have patterns basically that appear on the screen. And with the previous 2 events, they're queued up pretty early on. You'll see them appear from one side of the screen to the other, and you've got that point to tap. These, you've only got a small area right in the middle of the screen for these things to appear. So you really have to be on your guard for these things popping up. Again, it offers a completely different style of play than the previous 2. So it's a nice mix here. It's a nice interplay.
It's nice. So it's not just the same over and over again. That's quite nice.
Yeah. And every time you complete a song, you pick up experience as well as, what was that lovely word for it? Rhythmia points?
Something like that.
So something along the lines of, but these grant you the ability to unlock extras, so you can watch music videos as well as little gameplay extras as well. And the experience points also grants your characters special skills, which you can equip, so you can customize your characters as well.
Oh,
but nicely, the characters will actually use them automatically during battle, so you don't have to worry about,
you don't have to fiddle on with them.
No, you don't have to worry about potions or anything like that. It'll set it up for you, so you can just worry about the music. And also, Nintendo are releasing new music tracks on eShop as well for about 90 pence, or wherever your local currency is, which I think is a really nice addition. It sees the gradual forward motion into the world of online shopping, which is great. But whilst that's all well and good, I can't say I'd recommend it for non-Final Fantasy fans. So listen, I think you're going to have to sit this one out.
I like rhythm games, but I think the thing with Final Fantasy, there's so much nostalgia, especially for long-time fans of the series. And I mean, they're on my list. They're in my pile of shame. I'll get around to them eventually.
But that's it. The emotional connection you have with these music tracks really makes the experience. If you don't have that, sure, you can listen to a couple of good tracks and everything, but no, it won't be an essential purchase. For those Final Fantasy fans, though, get on this. If you've got a 3DS, must buy.